Alright guys, welcome. Thank you guys for coming over to the house and being my audience members for my persuasive speech. So my topic is going to involve going against the new NFL policy change of kneeling during the national anthem. So to start, they implemented this new change in 2017, just last season. And it basically is fining or suspending any players or NFL personnel, including coaches, training members, etc., for kneeling during the national anthem. It has been a huge phenomena that has occurred in the sports world, preferably football recently, due to social injustice and racial injustice in the world of America. Who has this problem? The players, coaches, and a good amount of fans kind of go against this because the ramifications of not, standing up for your flag or, praising your country that you live in is kind of disrespectful, and a lot of people take offense to it if you kneel, because that's not how we were raised. It's not how we were brought up in this world. So a lot of people have taken it to the heart, and it has caused a lot of mass hysteria just in the National Football League. Why this problem should be solved? It should resolve the social and racial injustice within the game, because there's a lot of African American individuals who feel that because of the world that we live in today, they're being oppressed, through police brutality or a lot of other bad situations that have happened in recent times. So it's important that people, such as athletes who, a lot of other individuals, citizens, kids look up to these people and want to, be shown that, that this is an important aspect of our world that needs to be brought up and is hasn't been talked about a lot up until just a few years. How will this problem be solved? It's hard to say, because uniting a country in one is a pretty difficult task to accomplish, but this is honestly a start. It starts with something small, and it can turn into a huge, presence for the world continuing as one unit. All right. So, one of the main pioneers of this kneeling during the national anthem status is Colin Kaepernick. He is a former quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, and he was one of the first people during the NFL season of 2016, to start kneeling during the national anthem due to the oppression of African Americans. As he was quoted in NFL media with an exclusive interview regarding this situation, he said, "I am not going to stand up to show pride to a flag or country that oppresses black people and people of color." There is, there's the ways that you can handle, going against these kind of situations. In my opinion, I don't believe kneeling during the national anthem is one way to go, because you're kind of taking something that's out of the element of, oppression and social justice and blending it with something that has nothing to do with it. Like, the American flag is something that's been flown for hundreds of years now, and a lot of people look up to it because it's our main symbol of the country of America. Some of the ramifications that have come with this situation have been social media outbursts. A lot of people have taken to Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and they've posted videos of burning Nike gear or basically any Colin Kaepernick gear due to his, which I actually forgot to mention, just recently for Nike's 30th year anniversary, they did a piece on Colin Kaepernick, and it kind of regarded this whole entire situation with racial and social injustice, and a lot of people took not too lightly to that by hashtagging Just Burn It, or or just completely going against Nike itself, like just boycott Nike, not so much boycotting the American flag, which is good that it kind of shifted towards that. The Guardian has, according to The Guardian, the Nike deal could be a sign of activism, but it also could be a sign of capitalism, because with the endorsement deal that Colin Kaepernick received, doing the Nike ad, a lot of people think that he could have just done it for the money, but I don't think that's the case at all. He's standing up for something that he believes in, and to believe in something, you gotta sacrifice everything, which is actually the Nike quote that they used for that piece. And then another ramification is their political involvement of this inequality, such as Donald Trump doing what Donald Trump usually does and going to Twitter and talking about his feelings, going against the whole entire idea of kneeling during the national anthem, and taking it out on NFL personnel itself. He is one of the people that that connected with the NFL Association and brought attention to this new policy change. So that's pretty sad. So the solution that I think should go down is to have an individual team policy. I know there is, before the policy change, the chairman of each NFL franchise team sat down and came to this accordance about the policy change of finding and suspending players. In my opinion, I think that it should be to the individual team franchise whether or not players should be fined or suspended if they want to kneel or stand during the national anthem. According to Fansided, we are living in a world where all forms of media have had to have a stance on political issues, which is fairly true. So with this, there really should be no social media interactions, because it's part of the team. It's the team's decision making either a right-wing approach, a left-wing approach, or a modern approach through political affiliation with their supposed team. So with that, it could anger some fans, because they will, based on their political affiliation, they might not be Democrats, they might not be Republicans, and based off of whatever the team